Today I will be taking you on how I created this full body hair in Illustrator Studio. This 3D model is from Sketchfab. This is Shadow from Sonic, and thanks to Navarro, I will be able to get this also. For this, we get our 3D, get to download in FBX format. Then we come on to Mixer mode to upload, which you can upload from is dragging. Note that you can only upload MPX, OBJ, and TIFF format. Then once we are done, we get to wig and all of that, which we've already done. So this is our 3D. You can also try testing out to see what it's like with the movements. So you basically see it's moving properly. Let's try something else to see if it moves properly. You basically can see now that it is moving properly. So after we are done with this, you then go back to T-pose, search for T-pose, and then you see your T-pose here. You choose your T-pose. Now you're back again to this, right? And you proceed to download. Choose to download. Everything is fine and download. But we have already downloaded it already. So now we are in Lens Studio. We open a new Lens Studio file, and what we are going to be doing is this first. We are going to be coming here to add a body, because this is a full-on body hair, so we are going to be adding a body tracking. So using the body tracking, right, we have this over here already. I would actually change this to dance, so we have a better view and full-on movement, right? So now what we are going to be doing next is this. We would be imputing our our 3D that we've actually downloaded, right? So what I'm going to do is I would select all this, drag this in here, and import. So it's going to ask me, then I import. We wait while it loads up. It should take about a couple of minutes. So the reason why being that it's requested for that 2 times is because I'm importing 2, which we would actually get to understand along the line. So now we have the movie guy here. That's the shadow. So we come here to check our shadow. This is what it looks like. You can see it's actually bent. So what we are now going to do now is this. We would come here, the shadow guy, and we would come to choose this P, particularly one, right? Then we drag it out and drag it here. So it comes under this, right? After we are done with this, what we are going to do next is this. We would use the match hierarchy, right? And then you select this, and then you choose this. But most times, this match hierarchy doesn't work. So what you are going to just do is come here. We are going to delete all this, right? After clearing all this out, we then would manually adjust them. So one thing also to do is make sure you scale it up to be similar to what you already have, right? So it doesn't look foreign. So now I'm scaling this up to about, let's say, a 1.7, because the 1.7 is like the head range 2. And let's try 1.8 and see how 1.8 looks like, right? So now we have 1.8, and you can see the body still moving at the back. So what we are going to do is come back to 3D, then open up this guy and expand this a bit so we can see the names. So one thing I always do is this. I make sure to try to follow up everything, because this This is being done in a way that it follows each bone, one bone leading to, it's just basically like saying, oh, different branches. There is a main branch that branches out to form like smaller branches and all of that, right? So that's how it is. So you will notice that there's hip, spine, and all of that. You can start from anyhow you want, and you would see the real feedback here, right? So what I'm actually going to do is I would be coming down to the neck. You can see there's a neck here, so I would be doing the neck. The neck is here. Then you can see what I was saying, neck, head, under the head, right? So now we have the head. You can see it's already moving with that. Then we now have the left shoulder. So there is nothing we need on here again. So now let's go for the toes, right? So you can see this is toe, this is foot. Can you see the arrangement? Because sometimes the way they would be named would be different, but the foot, the toe would always remain the same. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to align this right toe to this right toe, foot to this foot. So because this is a different name and this is a different creature, basically not human, right? So the leg is most likely this calf. So we are going to put the calf here. Then the leg, up leg is the thighs, right? Now we would be going to look for the next one, toes. So let's go looking around for toes. Now we've seen the toe, right? So we have toes, we have foot, we have the calf, we have the thigh, then we have our right hand, right? Now we'd actually have to look for hand and R by the side. So now we have L and we have hand. So definitely this is for left hand. So now we look for the left hand, which is here. So now we drag our left and drag it here. You can see the forehand, same thing I was saying. Upper arm, then the shoulder, this is a different one. So this is called the clavicle. So now we have this guy over here. And now time to look for the right. So now we have right shoulder, just like how we did already. So this is it, upper arm, then forearm, then the hand, right? Now we have one left, hip, spine, right? So what we're going to do next is look for the hips, the spine. So the spine is here. So I'll come back here. This is the spine. So you can notice that there's only just spine 1 and spine and the normal spine, right? But can you see like everything is already captured together now? So now we have that, and now we need the hips. So considering this is a different kind of creature, right? So the hips is equal to the pelvic, right? So we would be using the pelvic. So you can see that the movement is actually very fluid already. And one thing we're actually going to do now is this. You can see there is like 2 layers. There's this guy and there's this guy, which is this body mesh. So we will be taking the body mesh out. So now coming back again to this movie guy, you can see that the height is still not so perfect. So we can increase this to, okay, let's make it 2, right? So you can see it's like full on and all. Now what we are going to do is this. We would come to this movie shadow here, because we need to add more life to it. Already importing this, downloading this basically comes with the textures and all, which I already imported from the file while downloading it into Next Studio. So what we are going to do now is come over to material. So now you'd see different materials here, and you'd see the similar names, right? Sometimes it would be different, but you'd have to figure it out. So now this is actually not coming up. So what I'm actually going to do now is this source. I'm going to look for this other one because I imported 2. So what I'm actually trying to do is get the real. So once you tap on it, you can see now this has texture compared to this one. This is flat. So this is what we would be using. In some scenarios, you would not need to import that tool, but for this particular scenario, because we had to do the rigging and make some more and all, so the texturing did not come with the FBX file, basically, it was separated. So now, coming back to this, I'm going to be dragging this to match each. You would notice each time you drag them. So this is like a shorter way. Instead of coming here to select this, select look for it and all of that, you just come here and drag it, right? So now we have this. So now your question then will be, okay, now that we have this, how do we then make this guy at the back disappear? Like you yourself controlling and moving, how do we take you out, right? So what we would do is this. We then come here to add a screen image, which you would see we have this, but I would delete this, right? After deleting this, I have this. So one thing I would then do is come here to the resources panel and look for the eraser, type eraser here. So we have the ML eraser. And then what I'm going to do is, clicking on this eraser, I'm going to drag this under here, right? So dragging this eraser under here, you can rename it if you want. It just renames itself, basically. So eraser, we have this under here. So you would notice that this is weird. And one thing we are going to do is this. We would come here to select. This is already in full body. Sometimes it's probably going to give you a profile or something which is incorrect. So you would make sure it is body because we are doing a full body on, right? And now we can increase the feathering if you want. You can make it 100 anyhow you want. You can refine the edges anyhow you want. You would see the little details here, right? So let's just remove the refined edges so it is more feathered out. So now coming back to this, we would be coming back to this eraser here, and then we will come to advanced because we are trying to remove this guy that keeps coming up and popping up. We would then use fallback. Once we use the fallback, you will notice that you are good to go, and we have a 3D mascot here. You can then change to let's make a switch to 2 people dancing. I can see 2 people dancing. It's basically as uploaded the other person, but this one is dancing friendly and all. You can also do a skeletal with this is moving and all. So you can do anything you want. So now we are done with this. So after this, you then proceed to publish. You come here, put in your details, shadow, Sonic. You can't type more than so. Basically, you can just put it as Sonic, and you then choose if you want the intern, if you want it to work on the front only, and all of that, and you then continue and you publish. So thank you very much for watching this. I hope this has basically been able to help in a way. I would really appreciate if you like, subscribe, and also drop comments based on how this is helpful and if you want me to do any of that tutorials. Thank you very much.